Welcome to another episode of Live Life Courageously. How y'all doing on your goals this year so far? We're in February now. I hope you're keeping your goals right ahead of you. Today's theme is the courage to persevere. It's going to be a little bit shorter podcast today as I have no guests yet, but at the end I'll be sharing with you some very exciting updates on guests that will be coming soon. Today I share a few examples of my life when I was anxious but knew that I needed to keep pushing on, showing up, and get the job done. I often think of Paul's second letter to Timothy, in which he states, "I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith." This sentence sounds nice, but to actually live a life like this, well, it's complicated. It can be scary, anxiety-provoking, and make you just want to crawl back into bed. I think of the mother who is trying to help her child recover from injury or illness. How do you face this without your faith shattering? God gives us the blessing of children, and yet when we watch one of them in pain or illness, it's easy to be angry instead of trying to press on into faith. I think of a specific job that I had to endure for 4 years. The workplace was hostile, the level of harassment I endured was ridiculous, and HR was no help. Yet I showed up every day helping others, putting my best foot forward, and keeping my eye on the goal. I knew that the job was not going to be my full career, but I knew that I had to do my best, collect my paycheck, and gain enough experience to be able to move on to the next and better job. Failing to do my part was not an option, because that is when the tables would have been turned on me, and I would have not been able to better my next position. I think of the Olympic athlete who has trained most of their lives for this moment. How many times did they fall before getting to the games? This takes a tremendous amount of tenacity, determination, and skill. Have you seen those ice skaters recently? Simply breathtaking. The Olympians train and persevere to represent their country. The amount of self-sacrifice is something to be admired. In each of these examples, the race is being run on behalf of someone else. The mother for her child, the employee for her family, and the Olympian for her country. There is no selfishness in this courage to persevere. Yet, it can feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders when aiming for your goals with such fierceness. In my current morning Bible study, I have been reading through the book of Isaiah. I have read Isaiah before, but this time, though, I am most impressed by the amount of times that God says, "I will hold your hand." He also uses the phrase, "I will hold you with my righteous right hand." Holding someone's hand is an act of encouragement, safety, and intimacy. Not the sexual intimacy, but the intimacy in which someone knows you so well they know you need to hold on to them for strength, if just for a moment. Today, as you go about your activities of daily living, crossing off items on your agenda, and serving others as best as you can, do not be afraid to fight the good fight, finish the race, and keep your faith. When emotions are raging inside of you, pulling you back into bed to hide from life, reach into the Spirit of God that He gave you. Pray for strength and perseverance. Know that God is with you. He is waiting to hold your hands. Now, I talked about we have some really great guests coming up on the next episodes of Live Life Courageously, and you are not going to want to miss them. We will be hearing from Eston Swaby, a kingdompreneur, speaker, and author who speaks to transform adversity into purpose and opportunity. We will also be hearing from Camber Hess, a nurse practitioner and coach who helps women navigate infertility. We will be hearing from Susan Jane Nelson, author and speaker, who will share her story of having the courage to keep going on. And most recently added to the roster, we will also be speaking with Lori Beard, host of the Wisdom in Thy Youth podcast and life coach, as she shares her passion to empower youth and parents with faith-driven wisdom. Thank you for sharing your time with us today on Live Life Courageously. Please see the show notes for social handles, contact information, and website links. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, and we also love reviews. Until next time, live life courageously.